Hello Aries, Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead, Aries. How you doing? Welcome to the weekend. That's when I'm throwing these cards, but please understand that when I read it will be for the future energy. So whether that is the week ahead for some of you or be today, tomorrow, or next year. We are looking at an assortment of oracles. So we're doing that because we've got the Moonology out. Now you guys know if you've watched me before that I usually only pull the Moonology out when we're talking about moon phases. And so we are today, as I throw these cards, in the full moon in Aquarius. So there's a lot of energy floating about, right? A lot of planets are in retrograde and there is a lot of energy. The Lionsgate portal is open and we now have a full moon in Aquarius. So it's a lot. Tell me how that's all affecting you, Aries. Let's find out what's going on for you, my fire family, for the week ahead. So this is going to be post full moon, post Lionsgate portal, and we'll see what's coming up for you. What is coming up for you, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter? Tell me about Aries. Aries, we've got your commitment is being tested. Oh, what's the commitment about? We'll find that out with tarot. I wonder what commitment is being tested. Could be your commitment to yourself, your job, your family. We've got higher power. So that's what you're going to lean on here, is the higher power in order to gain your stability. To me, the higher power is the High Priestess in this deck, but we've got card number 4, which tells me that I feel like your intuition is what is going to help you during this time when your commitment is being tested. I did pull out the surrender deck. I don't often do that, but since we are in a full moon energy here, I thought it would, since full moons are about release, I thought it would be timely to pull out this deck and talk about what you might want or need to surrender. Talk about Aries. We've got surrender denial. Very interesting. Surrender denial says accept people and situations exactly as they are, Aries, without denying the difficulties. Then you can see things clearly and make the best decisions. So stop slipping into denial, thinking that snide little comment they made didn't mean anything, because they made it on purpose with, it wasn't an offhanded comment. I think that sometimes we see what we want to see in people. I mean, I'm a person who has in the past ignored the red flags, and I don't do that anymore because I'm now more aware. But a lot of times we might ignore red flags or go into denial because we feel lonely, or for maybe other reasons. We want the job even though the job doesn't seem like it's good for us. Bottom of the deck, we have a personal issue reaches resolution. It says full moon in Cancer. Of course, we don't have a full moon in Cancer. It's in Aquarius. But it looks like there is something, a personal issue that is reaching resolution, and your commitment to that is going to be tested. Bottom of the deck for this deck, we have a leg up. So it feels like there is somebody who's coming in possibly to help. It feels like somebody who's a leader, or somebody who I feel wants to help you move along or move forward. And it might be someone who brings you information about someone else, and maybe you're in denial about that other person. Just saying. We've got surrender, unhealthy relationships. Well, these kind of go together, because I was talking about relationships. It says let go of relationships. And look, when we're talking about relationships, it's relative, right? It could be your relative, it could be a friendship, it could be a relationship that is romantic or platonic. Let go of relationships that don't serve you, including unavailable or toxic people. You deserve to be treasured by others and to be surrounded by positive people. And so sometimes we look at this as purely just being a romantic thing, but it's not. It's all of your relationships, the relationships you have with family members, relationships you have with friends. All right, and lovers. Let's talk about Aries, my fire family, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Let's get to some tarot, Aries. Tell me what's going on for Aries this full moon weekend. Tell me about Aries. All right. We've got the Nine of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, which is the future energy for me. And we have the Ace of Swords. Your commitment is being tested. Interesting. You're about to gain clarity about something, and I think that you're about to speak it aloud. It feels like there is something that's kind of maybe delicate, a delicate situation, that if we say too much, it might get out of balance, I'm going to say. And so your commitment is being tested in this way, not saying anything or saying it in the right way, trying not to be too sharp with your words, communicating about it, but communicating, like getting clarity about it before you communicate it. I'm just saying that things are kind of in a delicate, it's a delicate situation is what it feels like. And I'm just looking at these little foofers here, right? And because, you know, when a stiff wind comes along, it blows all of those seeds everywhere. And so I feel like there is something that you're going to be getting clarity on in the week ahead. And it feels like you're going to have to say something. But I'm going to say, don't react, respond. It feels like there's something that you need to say, but you need to say it in a way that is not going to, I don't know, that it's not going to make you feel like you're hurting someone's feelings or being too aggressive. All right. Higher power is here with the Lovers. Well, interesting. Power of love, possibly, right? We've got Gemini energy here. We've got card number 4. Now, the higher power, I feel like it feels, Aries, that you are listening to your intuitive energy. And this, all of this energy here makes me feel like you might have feelings or, pardon me, or you might have something to say to someone that you could be married to, dating. It feels like there is something that you want to say, and it could end up as being very sharp, which could mean that it could hurt somebody, and you don't want that to happen. So I think you're right now at this point where your commitment's being tested because you're feeling like, well, I need to say it, but if I feel like I can't say it already, do I really need to stay in this soulmate, platonic, or romantic relationship? So the higher power, I feel, is you trying to get clarity. You can see she has the crown chakra is going, right? Trying to get clarity so you can get a stable view of what's going on, because I feel like you're about to make some sort of an important choice, or you could be telling someone about your feelings. Now, it doesn't mean that they're telling you that you're telling someone that you are in love with them or that you have these feelings for them. It could definitely be that you're already in a relationship and that you need to say something and you have a feeling that it's going to come out the wrong way, or that somebody is not going to take it in the way it was intended. I feel like what you're trying to do is gain confidence or be solid or sturdy. You're trying to be confident in the way that you say what you're going to say. The thing is this, look at that. We've got the 5 of Swords on the bottom of the deck. And so this is what you don't see. It's what's under the surface, right? The 5 of Swords at the bottom of the deck, the Magician, along with the 9 of Pentacles, tells me that you're very confident in when you say what you're going to say, what is going to happen or what will bring you. But I feel like this 5 of Swords is telling me it could end up in a disagreement, or that you could be opening a can of worms, right? So we've got surrender denial, but I feel like you are sort of, I'm going to say, attached to denial, or denial is attached to you. It feels like you don't want to say anything because you don't want to rock the boat. But I think you've been in denial about something for a while. Look, her eyes are covered. And I think that there is something here that you've got to say that you can no longer avoid. And that's why a personal issue is about to reach resolution. Tell me more about Aries, please. We've got the Ace of Wands, we've got the 4 of Pentacles, and we have the 5 of Wands. So we've got your energy here, Aries. We've got Leo energy here as well as Capricorn. I feel like you're hesitating, holding back, or in indecision about how you're going to say it or what you're going to say. The 4 of Pentacles tells me that up till now you've been holding back or you've been silent. But it feels like here that you can see the way it's looking here. There's 3 pentacles under the hand and then 1 pentacle. Do I want to invest in building something substantial, or we've already built a foundation? Should I say this now? It feels like you're sort of unsure if what you say is going to open a can of worms. The Ace of Wands is here. For some of you, this is an exciting moment. So please understand, I'm reading for a lot of energies. So for some of you, I think that you're hesitating because you think that what you might say, maybe you're already in a relationship. Maybe you're not really sure if you want to stay in the relationship, if you understand. It could be a job. We've got Pentacles here. But if you open up your mouth after being in denial for a while or holding back and not wanting to confront the denial, I feel like holding back with the Five of Wands here is what you've been doing, and holding it down, sort of not being vulnerable and not saying anything. The Ace of Wands is here though. There is a spark in the air, and I feel like it is going to, something is going to excite some of you. For others of you, it's going to terrify you. Tell me why the higher power is here with the Lovers. What is this? We've got the Four of Cups, we've got the Page of Cups, and we've got the High Priestess. So I was talking about this being the energy of the High Priestess. And so it does feel like that there's something here that you've been silent about. And I think that you have been, for some of you, with this Ace of Cups here, wondering, should I just say it? Because it's a surprise, right? So it feels like it's going to be a surprise when I say it to this person, because you've been silent up till now, whether this is, I have feelings for you, or this is, I can't deal with the situation the way it is anymore. Either way, the Four of Cups is here. Cancer energy under the surface, trying to keep my emotions stable. I'm in a place which is a comfort zone, and the comfort zone might be, I don't want to say it because I don't want to rock the boat. But the Lovers is here. So whatever that Lovers means to you, for some of you, you're making a choice. Others of you, this is a platonic connection with a soulmate friend or a soulmate person in your family, but it could definitely be romantic for some of you. So the High Priestess being here tells me, yeah, definitely you've been keeping quiet so you can keep stability. Four is here on this card. Tell me why the Devil is here with Surrender Denial. I feel like your comfort zone is not saying anything, so you don't rock the boat. I don't think you want to rock the boat, but it feels like there's something here that you now realize has you in its clutches, and it doesn't feel good. It feels like possibly somebody in your life, no matter what their connection is to you, they might have an addiction, or you're noticing that they're acting in a toxic way. It could be somebody that you fear, right? You could have a fear about how this person is going to react, but it feels like somebody here has been running around with their eyes covered. La, 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 I can't hear you. A finger in each ear, right? Head in the sand. But it's getting more and more toxic, harder to ignore. And if you don't do something from here, it's going to have this person in its clutches and not be able to let go. We've got the Six of Wands. We've got the Five of Swords. Came back out. It was on the bottom of the deck. It was in the future energy, and now it's present in your reading for the week ahead. And then we have the Two of Pentacles. So look, I feel like you are making a decision. And I think it's a big one, because the Two of Pentacles and the Five of Swords is telling me that you've decided the only way that I am going to balance whatever is going on here is by speaking my truth, Ace of Swords. But what's going to happen is it's going to open a can of worms. So it's essentially something that has been balancing on the head of a pin. You can see ballerina's foot, toe shoe, right? Just balancing. Like it takes a lot of strength for a ballerina to balance on one foot. And so I feel like this Five of Swords is like, but the person that I'm in denial about is going to try and win me at any cost, say whatever they got to say, try and throw up the illusions. It feels like with the Six of Wands that the reason that you're going to say something, Aries, is because you know that that's the only way for you to get out of this dark place, or a place where you feel like you've been in battle. Because the Six of Wands is about coming back from the fight, coming back from the war. So it feels like you've been in battle. Like it feels like it's been really hard for you to just stay quiet about the situation. And so I feel like now I'm giggling because I don't know about you, but many Aries that I know just would never stay quiet about the situation if it were as dire as the Devil and surrendering to being in denial. It feels like you could be the person who's trying to give someone else a leg up. I feel like this whole situation, a personal issue is going to reach resolution, and you will have victory. You will have success because the Six of Wands is here, but not before you trudge through all of this very toxic sludge, is what it feels like. It does feel like there is going to be something that's going to go on, and maybe the reason you didn't want to say it is because you don't feel stable enough to do it. Possibly you think that it could give you a financial impact. So for those of you who this is a workplace issue, it could give you some sort of a financial impact. But the Page of Wands isn't going to stay quiet. The Page of Wands is going to say something, do something, take action, but understand it's a risk, because the Page will take a risk more often than, say, the King of Wands would. So we're going to go into the extension. If you would like to come into the extension for further clarification, that's what we do over there. And I'm going to put down 3 cards. We're going to talk about what other information you're going to need going into the extension. So we will clarify this, and then we will clarify what's coming up here. And usually this information ends up being, what happens from here, essentially. We've got the Ten of Pentacles. We've got the Fool. So there is something very long-term opening up here. The potential for something long-term and romantic. And that goes back to those of you who are thinking about telling someone exactly how you feel, telling them your romantic feelings. And so it does feel like you're about to open the door romantically and tell someone that you're ready to commit to them, possibly long term, or that you see the value in the connection and that you don't want to let it go, but you would rather make a decision to take it to another level. However, for some of you, you could be worried about this denial, about this toxic energy that's underlying here. So bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Cups. Somebody here is on the edge. It feels like this little toe shoe here feels like somebody's on the edge of making a decision, and it possibly for some of you will end up you walking away or trying to detach from the situation if someone here who is in denial does not see the situation the same way you do. We're going to go to the extension. If you'd like to be there, please look at the pinned comment at the top of all the comments. That's where all the information is if you want to know about private readings and all of that. So there is a link there if you'd like to purchase just this extended, just one off. If you'd like to do that, there's a link there for that. Also, if you would like to come into the membership area, that's where all of the extensions are for all of the signs, if you're watching from more than one sign. And if you are interested in a private reading, I do have pre-recorded private readings are available. I've been keeping very busy with those lately. I appreciate you for keeping me busy. And I think I've finally caught up. So if you're interested in that, please use the link to Hypsee. I also am doing live readings. So if you look at my schedule, you'll see when I'm available. You get a discount for simply just booking in advance, but there's between 5 and 75% off of readings and live readings. That's where all that's where all the sales are. So I'm going to go into the extended. If you come there, then I will see you there. And if you don't, that's okay, because I will be back, because I am always back, Aries, and I will be back with more readings. You take care and have a beautiful weekend. Bye-bye.